Greetings. This is Paul the Poke from PaulthePoke.com. Continuing in the series, There Shall Be 7 Weeks. We're going to look at the feasts, specifically Passover and Unleavened Bread. So there are 7 of these feasts in all. And before we get there, just a reminder, we are currently in the middle of a series. Context of the series of this post is the course of the Jewish people for the initial 49 years of the 483-year period communicated from the angel Gabriel to the prophet Daniel. And we're looking at the phrase in Daniel 9:25, part B, there shall be 7 weeks. So 7 times 7, 49, sets of 7, or 483 years. The city of Jerusalem has been rebuilt post-exile, and these events are covered in Nehemiah chapters 8 through 13. Israel is returning to God's law. The focus has been temple worship service. Monthly offering was covered last week. This week, Nehemiah reminds the Jewish people of God's appointments or the feasts. So that reference is from Nehemiah 10, verse 33, the appointed feasts. There are 7 God-appointed holidays communicated through the Old Testament law. They are Passover, Unleavened Bread, First Fruits, Pentecost, Feast of Trumpets, Day of Atonement, and Tabernacles. So the first 3 spring holidays were fulfilled on the appointed holiday by Jesus himself. The names of the feasts covered today are Passover and Unleavened Bread. So the first of God's holidays is Passover, or Pesach in the Hebrew. The holiday begins on the 14th day of the Hebrew month of Nisan. That'd be March or April on a Gregorian Western calendar. And there is a play on words in the original Hebrew. A Pesach is an unblemished lamb, which was required for the sacrifice. After the Pesach was sacrificed, the blood was to be smeared on the wooden posts of the house. When God saw the blood on the doorpost, he passed over, or Pesach, and the house was spared judgment. So the Pesach was sacrificed, and those who identified with the shed blood were Pesach passed over, and they were spared. Now, the original directions for Passover were given to Moses and Aaron in Egypt. The statute and happenings are noted in Exodus 12. God defines the purpose of the holiday to Israel. So we'll take a look at Exodus 12, verses 26 through 27, part A. And when your children say to you, "What does this rite mean to you?" you shall say, "It is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the sons of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians, but spared our homes." Now, the second of God's holidays is Unleavened Bread, or Chag HaMatatz in the Hebrew. The holiday begins on the 15th of Nisan and runs for 7 days. Now, the directions of unleavened bread are noted in Exodus 12, verses 14 through 20. The focus of the week is to live a life without leaven, the symbol for sin. Leaven is not to be in the house. Leaven products are not to be consumed. Bread without yeast, matzah, is to be eaten. And we'll take a look at Exodus 12, verses 14 through 20 for the specifics of the holiday. "This day shall be for you a memorial day, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord. Throughout your generations, as a statute forever, you shall keep it as a feast. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall remove leaven out of your houses. For if anyone eats what is leavened, from the first day until the 7th day, the person shall be cut off from Israel. On the first day you shall hold a holy assembly, and on the 7th day a holy assembly. No work shall be done on those days, but what everyone needs to eat, that alone may be prepared by you. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for on this very day I brought your hosts out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations, as a statute forever. In the first month, from the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. For 7 days, no leaven is to be found in your houses. If anyone eats what is leavened, that person will be cut off from the congregation of Israel. Whether he is a sojourner or a native of the land, you shall eat nothing leavened. In all your dwelling places, you shall eat unleavened bread. So every time you see leaven, just essentially substitute sin. And the idea is to keep sin out of your life. Stop sinning. Don't take sin in. Just kind of going back over. 7 days you shall eat sinless bread. On the first day you shall remove sin out of your house. Anyone who eats what is sin, cut off from Israel. Alone prepared, unleavened, the feast of sinless bread. You shall therefore observe this holiday, a statute forever. Keep sin out forever. Eat sinless bread till the 21st day. So for 7 days, no sin is to be found in your houses. Anyone who eats what is sinned, that person will be cut off. It's stated twice. You shall eat nothing of sin. Don't ingest sin. Keep the sin out of your body. Put put sinless stuff in your body. So we'll carry on with the other feasts. We'll probably look at at least 2, possibly 3 next time. But just as a thought, who is the sacrificial Passover Lamb of God? Who is the sinless bread of life? God, Jesus. Huh? Good question. Points to Christ. And if you enjoy these things, please feel free to share with others at PaulthePoke.com. And this is going to be under angels, continuing on with angels. Also, it's, under the feasts of the Lord, fall feasts, etc. Spring feasts. I'm sorry, spring feast, not fall feasts. So please feel free to share it with others. If you'd like to subscribe, type in your email address and hit subscribe. You'll be notified every time we put something out. And appreciate you guys following along. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.